This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 113 of Beers in the Lot. Before we get to the episode, let me just remind you that you can head over to beersinthelot.com/shop for hoodies and t-shirts and stickers. So if you want to represent Beers in the Lot while you're having beers in the lot after your beer league games, check out beersinthelot.com/shop. This week, we talked about the start of the NHL. I brought back some stories from the first kids hockey tournament of the season. A couple horror stories, I should say. And sometimes you just have to say nice things about beer league hockey. Speaking of beer league hockey, let's open those beers.
No pour tonight?
No pours.
No pours tonight. Huh. Well, what did you not pour there, Riggs?
So it is still sober October, so I have another Athletic Brewing Company brew with no alcohol in it. It is the Run Wild IPA, and
Nice.
It tastes like kind of your typical American IPA. Pretty good. Good stuff.
Nice.
And what did you not pour, Aaron?
I have a repeat from a few weeks ago, actually. And I still don't like it. It's the Blue Moon Light Sky. It was in the back of the fridge, so I figured, let's get rid of this thing. So.
Only 10 more to drink.
This is actually the last one. So
Okay.
But what did you have, Daniel?
So I poured a Sierra
did
Nevada Cold Torpedo Cold IPA, courtesy of our field reporter Ross.
Field reporter Ross.
Field reporter Ross.
Coming through. Field reporter Ross, Daniel and I carpooled to our hockey game last night. A good little car ride from great state of West Virginia into Frederick to do our game.
We had that. What was that funny thing we were talking about on the way home? That was. I think I asked you what was going on with the pucks that night. It was like kind of like bouncing off you weird or something. Or
we had many laughs on many funny things we talked about on the way home. But yes, so one of the guys on our team, he's one of the better players in our league. He the play was in the other zone, and I had the puck and sort of had the puck ? I don't know. And then he was calling for it, and he wanted me to pass it to him, and it would have been the right play to make the pass, but I couldn't have made the pass when he was calling for it because I didn't know if I had possession. And you guys thought it was awful funny that I couldn't figure out if I actually had possession of the puck or not. But and then not a few minutes later, one of you guys was like, Aaron, what are you doing back there? You're making so much noise. I said I was trying to figure out if I had possession of this quesadilla. Because I wasn't sure.
pretty sure that's going to be one of the new inside jokes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I didn't know if I had possession of the case of the puck. That was fun.
Riggs had a pretty exciting weekend, right?
Yeah, missed OFPG last night, but it was for a good cause. Yeah, well,
rare miss. Yeah,
kids.
I think
kids hockey season. So.
Oh yeah. You have like just a little aside here. I've actually looked at the stats, and I think Rigsby has the Iron Man record going for OFPG. He's definitely got the most games played and fewest missed since stats were starting to be collected. So when he misses a game, it must be for a good reason. So.
Probably true. I always, if I can make it back, I always try to make it back. Last night we had a late start, even though it was a local tournament for the kids. We had a late start, so couldn't make it back. But kids played really well, and ended up with a banner, so that's good for them.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. And like I was telling you guys in our private Discord channel, we ended up having to play this team from Pittsburgh a second time in the final. So in the first night we played them, we tied them. Good team, smart players, pretty fast. But so we saw them again in the final, and of course, all the relevant Pittsburgh jokes come out, and and we definitely, I can say this definitively, we sent them back to their Pittsburgh toilets in their basements, empty-handed.
Nice.
And if anyone doesn't know what a Pittsburgh toilet is, definitely in Western PA, but also I've seen it in South Central Pennsylvania houses, there will be in the basements of older homes a seemingly random toilet in the middle of the basement that works.
Not in a bathroom.
Not in a bathroom, just in the middle of
in the middle of the basement.
That works, mind you. And it's referred to as a Pittsburgh toilet. And apparently the history behind it, if anybody wants to know, is that in the coal mining and steel days and all this stuff, the workers would come home, and instead of carrying all that dirt and grime that was on their clothes and their boots and everything through the main part of the house, they would enter through the basement door and change and get cleaned up and use the Pittsburgh toilet.
Yeah.
So that's why it's there. Pittsburgh toilet.
Nice.
And now you guys know.
Now you know.
But
that's great though. That's great though. The kids did well. That's good.
Yeah, they played well. So it was good. There were a couple, I don't know, youth hockey adult horror stories. First one was, I didn't witness it, but my head coach, because I'm an assistant on this team, so my head coach saw it in a game that she was watching. There was a kid down, injured, looked pretty bad, and there were parents off the ice, I think for the opposing team, that were saying things like, "Can we hurry this up, please? You're cutting into my drinking time." That is totally inappropriate.
Not a good look.
Right. Like, let's look out for everybody here. The point of these games is not to get people hurt. And that's this kind of stuff. So,
right.
Totally inappropriate. The one thing that kind of, well, it did directly affect us, but not so much in game results, but it also affected at least 2 other games that I witnessed. There was a goalie, and I'm not going to name the club, on a club that was, during the second period, was digging holes in the goal crease with the front end of the the goalie skate blade, which is it's kind of, it comes to like a point, right? It's not like a skater's blade, right?
Right.
Was like digging a hole in the crease. It got so bad that our game had to be stopped once to repair it. The game after us had to be stopped multiple times to repair it. They had to get the folks that work at the rink to come out and try and work on it. It ended up that in the third period of that game, that was right after us, they had the goalie switch ends halfway through to kind of even it out, the time that, the goalies had to deal with that hole in the crease there. And then the game after that game, so a third game, it affected.
Jeez.
So, and from what I heard, the hole was like to the pad.
Oh my God.
To the concrete. And it was about as big around as like a, like a small like saucer plate. So,
it's uncalled for.
I don't think a kid just does that on their own, right? So maybe the adults that are involved should, think about what we're all trying to do here.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. Even if a kid does do that on their own, somebody tells them to stop.
Yeah, you need to
Right.
do something
Right.
about it.
Right. The officials, right? So the refs in these tournaments, they work, the
Sure.
same ref that did our game, did the next game and the game after that. They were pissed. They were so pissed off. And to the point where they were asking if anybody had, video of the goalie, like, trying to make the hole, and they were trying to figure out how they could report it up, through USA Hockey and the appropriate, people or whatever. But yeah, let's not do these things.
Yeah. It's like the thing, it all goes against all the things that you've always said. It's like, I think you've said it before, that you tell the kids, it's like, hey, there's a few things we have to do. We need to respect our teammates, our coaches, the rink, like the other team, like everybody who's involved. Everybody needs to have respect for everybody else. And
yes,
that's the two things you just said, that you just talked about there. It's just blatant disrespect for either other people, your opponents, or the rink, or just the game. It's disrespect.
Yeah. My message is always, we're all part of the same hockey community, whether we're bitter rivals or we're teammates or whatever it is. And so anybody that's involved in our hockey experience, opponents, parents, officials, rink staff, whoever it is, they're all part of that community, and we need to respect everybody. And so exactly that.
Definitely.
Just let's think about what we're doing.
Yeah.
when we're at these things. So anyway.
Your squad had a good showing. That's good.
It was good. It's good. And I really like having these type of events early in the season, because I think it solidifies the team. We had games. We had a few games, in the weeks leading up to this, but this definitely kind of brings everybody together, because they've been through a little bit of a battle now.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And so it's good. And you guys know, like, when we go away to tournaments, that's how we form these bonds. Yep. So it's the same thing for us and for the kids and whoever plays hockey.
Absolutely. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Even with a couple of, instances of forgetting to respect, you still end up with a pretty positive experience with that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, that's good. Well, good stuff. I mean, I don't want to speak for your kids, but I personally know what it is to triumph and to have success. Currently in the Beers and Logic team fantasy, I'm the only one with any points whatsoever.
Oh, you're riding high off
riding
that, aren't you?
Off those 2 Nashville wins. Unfortunately,
it's a long season.
They were playing against the team that was also one of my picks. So San Jose didn't get 2 wins, but you know what? I'm in the lead for now. I'm going to take it.
That's funny.
Well,
they canceled out.
I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't actually know that they were going to be playing, or where. Where did they play? They played overseas, right? Prague.
Yeah. So,
was that at Yager's rink?
That's a good question.
I know he was there dropping the puck.
It probably wasn't, because I think his club is in a lower level in the Czech leagues, but like San Jose and Nashville went over and played there, and then they played San Jose played in Germany against one of the Dell League clubs, and I forget who Nashville played against while they were over there.
I didn't even see that
in exhibition. So yeah, cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
The NHL definitely has a huge European influence over the last, so many decades. So I think it's good for them to go over and do that stuff, and
definitely
try and grow the game a little bit more than it already has over there.
Sure.
So
That's cool. And it officially starts the NHL season of the 22-23 campaign. So that's exciting.
A couple tilts tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. By the time this comes out, there will already be 2 games played in North America.
Right.
And then that night it fully opens up. So
yeah.
Pretty cool. Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think us Pens fans have to wait till Wednesday,
I think, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Washington's Wednesday. Pittsburgh. Colorado raises the banner Wednesday, I think.
I'm looking at the schedule here. Pens actually play on the 13th, so that would be Wednesday. This says the Caps are playing, or no, the 13th is Thursday.
Yeah,
but Caps are playing on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Colorado is playing Chicago, on Wednesday. So they'll be raising do their banner ceremony.
Homecoming game.
Yeah,
They're gonna
easy
murder
win.
them. Yeah.
Oh, Pittsburgh plays Arizona. Is that?
Oh my God!
Is
another
that in Arizona?
Homecoming game.
Is that in Arizona?
I think that one's actually in Pittsburgh. So.
Oh, okay.
Holy shit!
So they should have a crowd of more than 5,000 for that game.
Yes. I saw something on social media that Coyotes players are not, like, there's rumors that Coyotes players are not happy.
Yeah, with the facilities.
They have to play in that
Imagine
ASU building.
You fight your whole, your whole early hockey career to make it to the big league, right? And then you have to play in a college team's building.
So let me tell you something. So the rink that the kids played in for one of the games, local rink here, right? On one side it has like your standard big metal box with a rink in the middle of it, and on the other side it has a, like, I think the capacity thing said 3,500 to 5,500 seat arena on the other side. So, right down the road from here, like 45 minutes down the road from here, there's a building that Arizona could play in if they
holy crap,
just come through. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Now, I was told that the arena you were in had a mishap with the ice. And
which one?
It happened, I don't remember which rink it was, but they were repainting it and a Zam was driven on it way too early.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Because the ice was great.
Maybe they fixed it, yeah.
We had to play at 3 different places. I'm not gonna name names because whatever, but
yeah.
The 2 were really nice, and the one, first of all, I hate going down there because the drive sucks, and then the game was almost at 9:00 at night, and so to drive down there you have to drive on a 2-lane road, right, at night, no lights, nothing. It's through like horse country. And yeah, it sucks. And then the place is a dump and the ice is shit, and so the kids are dealing with that or whatever. I didn't have to play, so
right.
But still just stare at it though.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's got a horror story about the rink that they hate going to.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one, for folks that are in the area, they'll know exactly what it is when I say it. But this one used to be a lumber yard. So it's basically the building, right, that housed the lumber turned into two sheets of ice. I hate going down there. Cannot stand it. The drive sucks, and then you get down there for like when you're trying to get to the locker rooms, it's like a labyrinth. Like you have to go like through these halls and stuff, and then like if you want to go between the rinks, there's like these weird hallways and things. Like
need a GPS.
Yeah, it's really I don't like that place.
Man, I'd be curious to know which rink it was that was trying to, I guess, make ice and drove Zam out too early. Because you could have big problems, especially if it's sand base or sand floor underneath that. You could you could break pipes. You could have all kinds of problems with that. I bet you did have terrible ice if they took the sand out too early.
Well, I don't know if the ice was terrible, but it looked terrible because the paint was not like sealed properly yet.
Look like like an impressionist painting out there.
Yeah.
Like, just like just lines everywhere.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen. You guys probably have. Daniel, I think you have. When a sand floor rink, when the ice is super low, or when paint floats up or whatever, and you don't have paint in between the sand and the top of the ice, then the ice looks brown. It looks like dirt. Yeah. It looks like you're skating on dirt because in maybe an eighth of an inch you are. But well, ice can look really nasty. A lot of people don't actually realize that it's you paint the ice white and then you build up ice on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then you paint more lines. And
I forget who I was talking to, but we were talking about when I don't know if you guys have seen when they do like the video reviews of goals and stuff where the puck's on the line or whatever, and then they'll talk about parallax effect where because the ice is built up on top of the line at certain camera angles, it looks like the puck's all the way over because you see the white through the clear ice on top of the red. Like, so yeah, it's kind of it's interesting.
Very interesting stuff. One of the unique issues that our sport faces.
Oh yeah,
with goal reviews or questionable plays.
Yeah,
nobody else has to deal with that.
It's cool when it's not against your team. You're like,
exactly.
Damn it, fuck that effect. Fuck
it. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that John's not here to talk about hockey on opening week. I was lamenting this before we started up. It's like, man, John's always got good stuff to say about the beginning of the season because he's way more excited about it than we normally are.
I mean, I'm gonna watch games, but you know,
I
still like not tomorrow, but Thursday I still got to go coach practice. So it's like, and then on Saturday we still got a game. So depending on what time,
inevitably, like it's always the same for me anyway. It's like, okay, the season started up great. I'm gonna watch the Pens play or watch a couple games, the first week or two, and then it's like, all right, the hockey's crap right now. It's like these are the best players in the world, but they're still kind of getting over the summer and getting into the swing of things. Like we've said it before, like October hockey is pretty bad.
It's not it's not the
October
best.
NHL is not great.
Not the best version of the NHL.
Yeah. Because coaches are like trying stuff, so you got weird pairings in your lines, and you got strange systems and stuff that because these games kind of don't matter. Like the points matter, of course, but in the grand scheme of things, after the first few games or so, then for the first few games, people are kind of just they're getting their legs back under them. They're trying to get out of the summertime funk or whatever still. So
I think the biggest thing too is the teams haven't really practiced their special teams much, and they haven't like in the preseason games, they don't have full lineups, so they're not your power play one unit isn't going to be working together that much. They're going to have like these random people sprinkled throughout depending on, who's in for that preseason game. So I think a lot of times like that stuff takes a little bit to get going and all that, but just
from the way that that it seems that a lot of clubs treat preseason and early season, it's kind of like they're still figuring out who's going to be on the team this year.
Oh yeah.
So it's a lot of like slot this guy in here, see how he plays with this guy, and so on. So it's not what you're going to be seeing in a month, even. Like, it's just not going to be the same. So they're trying a few different things, checking out, see how this guy even going to make the roster? Is he going to get sent down in 9 games? Like,
and,
all that craziness.
And that's why I don't watch it.
Yeah, right. It's like I want to see my guys in their uniform playing against somebody else. Maybe see a goal scored or two, and then it's like, okay, I'm losing interest.
Yeah.
I'm coming back in a few weeks here. Yeah. I'll see the scores and maybe catch some highlights for when people do incredible stuff. But
I try to watch every game.
Yeah.
Well, Penn's game, I should say.
That's a fan.
Yeah.
That's a true fan.
And then I try to watch the game after, which never works out. I barely make it through my game.
My big appointment watch is Saturday night. So if we're home and I can watch Hockey Night in Canada or the West Coast Hockey Night in Canada game, I always try to watch that stuff just because I like watching the broadcast more than anything else. I want to hear from those guys up north, what's going on. It's always about Toronto, right? We talk about Toronto a lot too, but like, it's always interesting. So, and there's always good stories and stuff that they tell. So, once it gets closer to playoff time, then I start dialing in like, okay,
oh yeah,
I got to watch these games. I got to watch this Washington game. I got to watch, whoever.
Yep.
That kind of thing. And really, like, once it gets into like November and December, I'm getting more excited about NCAA, and now we're getting into December, so World Juniors is coming up after Christmas and like all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I'm pretty excited. I signed up for ESPN Plus, and I've been trying to catch college games when they're on.
Yeah.
As I can with my full schedule as it is, but
right, which is about to be fuller.
Oh my god! Yeah. I know. I almost didn't make it downstairs. I woke up at like 7 and like didn't sit down all day. And I sit down on the couch. I'm like, this is nice. I'm like, oh shit! I got to go downstairs in 10 minutes.
Sound like me. I fell asleep trying to get my kid to sleep, and then wake up and it's 9:23. I probably should get up. Kids.
We're old.
That too. But you did miss a good game last night, Riggs. We had the West Coast start 9:40 game, so in some ways you didn't miss. You didn't really miss a lot. If you're gonna miss a game, miss the ones that start at the end of the day. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. But it was a good little tilt. I think we ended in a tie. We didn't even do I think nobody wanted to do a shootout, so nobody even pressed it.
Nice.
Like, can we just go out and drink?
We're just like, all right, we're done.
We're done. 5 minutes was enough.
9:40, so game ends at 10 after 10 ish.
10 after 11.
Oh yeah, 10 after 11. My bad. Yeah.
And then you shower and get out to the lot, and it's already like 11:30, 11:40.
Yeah.
I only had 2 beers. What time did we get home? Like 1?
I got back to my place at 1:30.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We stayed out in the lot for a while. We nearly, I think we closed it down. I think we left when the circle was only like 6 people at that point. So
yeah.
And 3 of us were from West Virginia.
And 3 of us was the West Virginia crew. It was a good time though.
Yeah.
It's good.
Always is.
Always is. You can't go wrong. It was a good skate. 3-3. We had 2 substitute goalies because both our teams are missing our tenders for the tilt.
Huh.
And The goaltending quality, I think, was suspect on both sides. I think both sides were worried about their goaltenders not being able to keep up. So both sides were playing very solid defense.
Oh.
And it turned into a really good game. So
Interesting.
it was good.
Yeah.
As interesting as an OFBG game gets.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just say nice things, right?
Yeah, you say nice things to say something.
That does it for episode 113. Thanks so much for listening this week. As always, if you want more Beers in the Lot content, you could do a couple things. First, you could head over to beersinthelot.com/Discord to join our Discord server. It's the easiest way for listeners like you to become part of the Beers in the Lot conversation. Next, check out all of our social media accounts at Beers in the Lot on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And finally, check out our website at beersinthelot.com. You can get in touch with us on our contact page. You can find out more about us on our About page. There's all kinds of information on the website. We've released new episodes every Wednesday since episode 1, and next week will be no different. So come back next Wednesday for episode 114, and until then, we'll see you next week.